It's money time at Money9 and here is all the personal finance news that matters to your pocket and your life. Let's begin today with the GDP growth. The GDP growth for the year 2021-22 has been reported at 8.7% against a contraction of 6.6% in the previous year. The growth in the fourth quarter has been reported at 4.1% against 2.5% in the same period the previous year. The growth figures for core sectors were reported on Tuesday, and even they have come out with a good 8.4% in April. Next, we move on to farmers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday announced the release of the 11th installment of the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. The government will disburse over 20,000 crore rupees to more than 10 crore farmers. All PM Kisan beneficiaries are required to complete their account eKYC compliance to get the 11th installment. The deadline for completing eKYC was Tuesday. Beneficiaries had the option to select OTP-based eKYC available on PM Kisan portal. They could also visit the nearest CSC centers for biometric-based eKYC procedure. Eligible beneficiaries can check their name online on pmkisan.gov.in. And now some news from the auto industry. Following Centre's import duty cut on plastic and raw materials, speculations were rife that auto manufacturers would soon take a price cut. But auto analysts have said that despite the fact that steel prices may fall in the near term, they would still be costlier than 1.5 years ago. So far, auto companies have announced two major price hikes in the current calendar year, one in January and the other in April. But even then, they are reeling under the pressure of selling vehicles at wafer-thin margins. Maruti Suzuki also said they have increased prices by 13 to 14% in the last 1.5 years. But the cost of manufacturing of vehicles has increased by more than double in the same period. And SEBI takes a tough stand on IPO applications. Capital markets regulator the SEBI has said that investors who are keen on applying for an IPO must first ensure that they have adequate money lying in their bank accounts. It said lack of blocked funds may result in rejection of application. As a result, they will not get any allotment of shares in the IPO. Currently, when an investor applies in an IPO, his money gets blocked but is not debited from his account. But from September 1 onwards, the stock exchanges will accept the investor's application only after confirming that sufficient money is lying with a linked bank account of the investor. SEBI has taken this step because it found that many QIBs and non-institutional investors applied for IPOs without having sufficient amount in bank accounts. Next up, the government of India is looking to create 40 lakh jobs in the next 5 years through the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. The government of India has set a target to create more than half of total jobs in the next 5 years that it had created in the last 12 years taken together. Moreover, these jobs will be created outside the agricultural sector. The government, through this program, assists the youth in setting up micro enterprises. Interestingly, the government has earmarked its highest amount of subsidiaries for women, transgenders, physically disabled people and people from socially backward communities. And now for some news on onions. Customers' pain is farmers' gain, and vice versa. Government is in similar dilemma in case of onions. Many farmers in Maharashtra have threatened agitation if the government does not take steps to strike a balance between retail and wholesale prices. Farmers, especially in Nashik, are facing the dilemma of falling onion prices. The wholesale prices of onion have come down to 7 to 8 rupees per kg, while farmers are paying more than double of wholesale prices to produce onions. They have asked the centre to better the pricing policy of onions across the country. It seems the government will take action, and as a result, onion prices will only be increasing in the coming days. Up next, we move on to startups. Startups are still cutting jobs. EdTech startup Front Row has fired 30% of its employees. Most of these employees were from the sales team of the startup. The community learning platform has cited fund crunch as the reason behind slicing its headcounts. The EdTech startup has become the fourth firm in this space to lay off a significant proportion of its employees this calendar year. So far, Unacademy has laid off around 1,000 employees, while Lido has shut shop after letting go of around 150 employees. Most recently, Vedantu fired 624 employees. Pushkar Singh, co-founder at a firm which helps startups in raising funds, Tremis Capital, has said that startup firing has just begun in India. There will be more edtech companies laying off in masses. Next up is some news on NBFCs. Sundaram Home Finance has hiked fixed deposit interest rates by 0.25% on tenures ranging from 2 years to 5 years. The rate on 2-year deposits has now been hiked to 5.9%, while for deposits of 3 to 5 years, it has been increased to 6.05% per annum. On deposits with a tenure of 12 months, the interest rates remain at 5.5%. Senior citizens will get 0.5% higher interest rates on all these FDs. And some good news for IDFC First Bank customers. The bank customers who wants to buy used cars from multi-channel automobile buying and selling platform Carvale will get a lot of offers while applying for auto loans. The entire process has been made digital. It will offer a seamless loan processing experience to customers. That's all for today on Money Time at Money9. For more such videos like this, subscribe and keep watching Money9 English's YouTube channel. Do like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram and on Twitter.